Oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Head on. Put an end to it. At least you're not coming out of this empty-handed. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Someone locked it solid. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Eyes on. Bang, bang. Make that one dead. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back. Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit... The Nono's key energy. You handle that net like you've never... Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own... From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into... One day, the land... He says you'd better... He lost... The genetic evolution... His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your... Regard... You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the... Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, It can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here. He worries there won't be...
What's there to like about love?
Not as much as it hurts.
Always making this...
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important. Regardless of who you choose, the Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. fate will find a way.
Ja, zawojta mu befarbi ita, hun toko bekir yun, lupalu, kuzata.
Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's a bridge. Just get over it. Mutation unlocked. Electric. They've destroyed this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tribe war began. That's the Jagni tribe's fort. Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse. It's up to you. You're either a part of their solution to the tribe war, or part of the problem. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Says their door is always open for anyone willing to join their cause. The news of a cold blood. He's referred. Says there is some darkness in the best.
Mali muzami na oko nezdatsne okoni na oko onis poloknost. Zivot el novazi aldolo onis polenos.
He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. Even if you see the world differently, you must hit them as soon and as...
O novi, yaput ale, yap apinosko, dozadne zivo igle pinatofo, o vizoko dolatsi ni...
The gatekeeper welcomes you back to the fort. Thinks you should just put one paw ahead of the other. You have orders to follow. The gatekeeper welcomes you back to the fort. Says... Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurled. Cool. It's becoming terminal. Hot metal. Itchy trigger finger. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Goop says he always does. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. Learning to swim can be scary when you don't know what you're doing. But fortunately, he thinks you should really know how to swim by now. And he'll be honored.
Yango.
He says that wasn't too bad, was it? Way to go. Don't let the sound of the waves drown out your spirit.
Laisa de manu.
But you need practice. Lots of practice.
Kandwa. Laisa de manu.
You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever learn how to swim.
Kandwa.
You can... Judging by your Mooma's look, it seems you forgot something.
Minä lagi mamuru.
You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go.
Pola kudo.
You know
Ferena masalapu.
you should...
Anson bara.
As-
Kana munta.
She'll see you at the village.
Kana munta. Ruhemu tono.
Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. Asks how you're feeling today. Being nice comes easy for him. That doesn't make it less important. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. He thinks you're truly a kidling of your environment. You should look for things that are recyclable. It shouldn't take you too long to find. He wonders what useful. You did well, but it looks like she's starting to lose her patience.
Ruhemu tono.
You know she doesn't.
Amun.
Then you...
Kalina. Inadab sunka. Monibasa. Kensi. Dala.
They look determined. Better watch out.
Saluto.
He asks you to stop right there and what? He wants to know who you think you are.
Silele, popolo.
They push each...
Domale tu.
She asks if you're hurt.
Mustiki muhka.
She says it's nice of you to consider them, but they have weapon training at sunrise tomorrow, so they'll need all the rest they can get.
Ala.
The most important thing is that you're okay.
Kana munt.
It's time to...
Kana munta. Sana yote.
as someone close to heart, doing what he does best?
Muntea Pastula, why ad Fulia Haya?
Seeing you always puts a smile on your Popsy's face. He wants to know how you're feeling.
Sam tudo pokaren mianda kakuno, wuks o waksu. Kanishala kumo uno sha evazilnet etchine.
He can work.
Baskilka Michael Tago lech.
He says it.
Waxa ush intabadan. Schon. Mansela. Ja.
You should take.
Goga. Silogo.
He's looking.
Aplitonumuta.
Your Muma says it's about time you got here.
Inga valdo. Taifanamenum arialoch bolakamunum rutna. Anora kapapon.
Your Muma says you did well today.
Ferena masa minalagi mamuru. Pendrinesen kanamunta.
Catchy.
Gendrana mala.
Your Muma says she's never seen an apple.
Kalino?
She's happy.
Kalino? Inagabsunka?
A piece of scrap.
Brumblene marsamawundu.
It's called an autom.
Pialtuma bolakamunum rutna.
You-
Brumblene marsamawundu.
Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Luka Lupin from setting the... Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
Inga valdo.
Your Muma says this is it. That
Kanamunt masanmal. Gendra verena masalapu.
she tells you to...
Moningasa. Asana yoga.
Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Numa says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff Hulk's on the loose. Nice shot. They've received news a Ronin joined the tribe's ranks and were looking... A group... You should hurry there and help them storm... Look, an emergency box from the old... Wow, bet that nut makes a tight fist. Toxanol was something called a corporate juggernaut, and our world still bears the marks of the massive ecological catastrophes they inflicted upon the land. The apocalypse they caused was the end of days for their world. But for us, it was simply a beginning. Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? getting swole. That notice board, filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting close. The Toxanol Corporation. There must be a... Let's see.